Welcome to the Catholic Apostolate Center's Blogcast series. Today's episode is titled A Heart Which Sees, written and read by Fatima Monterrubio Cruess. Mary is known by many titles and depicted in a variety of ways. Today's feast, the Memorial of Our Lady of Sorrows, offers us an image of a woman filled with sorrow, a grieving mother. This title reminds us that she was no stranger to suffering. Indeed, the Church contemplates 7 sorrows which she endured, which Pope Francis described in a homily in April 2020. Quote, "The first, just 40 days after the birth of Jesus, is Simeon's prophecy. It speaks of a sword that will pierce her heart. See Luke chapter 2, verse 35. The second sorrow is the flight to Egypt to save her son's life. See Matthew chapter 2, verses 13 to 23. The third sorrow, those 3 days of anguish when the boy remained in the temple. See Luke chapter 2, verses 41 to 50. The fourth sorrow, when Our Lady meets Jesus on the way to Calvary. See John chapter 19, verse 25. The fifth sorrow of Our Lady is the death of Jesus, seeing her son there, crucified, naked, dying. The sixth sorrow, Jesus' descent from the cross, dead, when she takes him in her arms, as she held him in her arms more than 30 years before in Bethlehem. The seventh sorrow is Jesus' burial. Thus, Christian piety follows this path of Our Lady, who accompanies Jesus." End quote. Blessed Basil Moreau, who founded the Congregation of Holy Cross and dedicated the congregation to the patronage of Our Lady of Sorrows, said of her, quote, "It is in her sorrows that we shall see to what extent she has loved us. She stood at the foot of the cross, among the executioners and soldiers, so close to her dying son that no detail of his death could escape her. There, by the cross of Jesus, stood Mary, his mother." John 19:25. What did she do in this circumstance? So painful for her heart, being minister before the altar on which the sacrifice of our redemption was accomplished. End quote. Though it must have been unbearable to behold the abuse and brutal murder of her son, Mary did not turn away. She remained as close as possible to her son and participated in Christ's gift of self. When I am confronted with sorrow, either my own or that of others, I am sorely tempted to simply look away, to live in denial or numbness, or to let myself be distracted by anything else. Working through grief, facing injustice, embracing the cross is incredibly difficult. Quote, "But if we shirk the cross, gone too will be our hope. It is in fidelity to what we once pledged that we will find the dying and the rising equally assured." End quote. Article 121 of the Constitutions of the Congregation of Holy Cross. Truly, the Christian life calls us not to look away, but rather to have, quote, "a heart which sees." This heart sees where love is needed and acts accordingly. End quote. Deus Caritas Est, number 30. Allowing ourselves to be moved by suffering, acting, and trusting that suffering can and will be transfigured by God's grace is not weakness. In fact, as Pope Francis described in his Lenten message for 2015, quote, "Anyone who wishes to be merciful must have a strong and steadfast heart, closed to the tempter, but open to God, a heart which lets itself be pierced by the Spirit, so as to bring love along the roads that lead to our brothers and sisters." End quote. When we remain as close as possible to Christ and allow our hearts to see, as Mary did, we find new strength. In the pierced heart of the sorrowful Virgin, we find consolation, refuge, and tenderness. We find a mother who can truly empathize, who embraces our wounds with her gentle touch, just as she embraced the bruised and broken body of her son. May our tears, mingled with Mary's, be a worthy offering of love. May we, like Mary, Cultivate a heart that sees, a heart which is firm and merciful, attentive and generous, and bears pain and sorrow well, quote, with strength, with tears. From Pope Francis, Homily, April 3rd, 2020. May we make our own the words of today's sequence, also known as the Stabat Mater, and used frequently in the recitation of the Stations of the Cross. Quote, O sweet Mother, font of love, touch my spirit from above. Make my heart with yours accord. Make me feel as you have felt. Make my soul to glow and melt with the love of Christ, my Lord. End quote.